Hi, everyone. Today, our book deal with you session. We have some technical error in the morning. So right now we have this recording for you specifically. So today, Gideon, we're going to share with you about this book, Eat, Pray, Love. Yes, by Elizabeth Gilbert. He will totally run the show today. And let's go.
Hi everyone, so sorry for today. Today I was talking about this book, Eat, Pray, Love, and this was from my favorite author, Elizabeth Gilbert, and this is her 2006 memoir. So this book has been sold over 12 million copy to date, and I think it translated to many language, like 30 language. I know many of you have watched the movie. There's a movie in 2010, um, but you may not read the book yet. So what is this content about? So this book is about Elizabeth real life story where she go through her divorce from her first husband, while at the same time breaking up with her boyfriend. So in her early 30s. So this book is really about how she spent 4 months in each of the countries. Um, and these three countries are Italy, India, and Indonesia, so-called the three I. For me, these three countries represent different meanings. Italy represent the pursuit of pleasure, where Elizabeth eat a lot of pizza in Rome, travel around. But the second part of the country I like the most is India, where she pursued the devotion, where she met her spiritual guru. And the last part is where she is in Indonesia, particularly in Bali, and this is where she found the art of balancing the both, like pleasure and devotion. How she met a person called Medicine Man, and this is about that story. This book actually stirred a lot of my emotion when I read this book recently, because the book talked about a lot about how to deal with our loneliness and depressions, how we find peace inside ourselves, and ultimately how we know um, our true self in our own journey. Today I just want to quote some of the books which I think is quite memorable and quite touching to me.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. The first thing about this book is about life in this world, um, live in this world and enjoying the delight of the world, but also devoted to God. I think a lot of people, they try to like, I don't want to be a nun or a monk, but I also want to be, enjoying the things that we have in this world. But I want also in the first place, I also want to devote myself to certain things spiritually. So this is about how we do that. So in Bali, when Elizabeth meet this medicine man, he draws a human figure with four legs and no head. So the head is represent instead by a flower. So this is to say, to find the balance you want, this is what you must become. You must keep your feet grounded so firmly on the earth that it's like you have four legs instead of two. The way you can stay in the world, but you must stop looking at the world through your head. I mean, through your mind, thinking a lot, but you must look through your heart instead. So this is the way you will know God. So I think this is a very easy to think about how we should live in this world, you know, practically, realistically, but also keep our heart, our mind open to a lot of things. Um, and then there's a part about meditations. I like this part a lot of my meditation that she found in India. Um, she particularly talked about this. Prayer is the art of talking to God, while meditation is the art of listening to God. Listening to a person is always more difficult than talking to a person. So I think if you think that why meditation is so hard, this is maybe the answer, because listening to somebody is not easy as just talking, right? And there's a one part about, they call about happiness. um, I'll quote the book. people tend to think that happiness is a stroke of luck, something that will descend like fine weather, come down like fine weather if we are fortunate. But happiness is the result of personal effort. You fight for it, you strive for it, insist upon it, and sometimes even travel around the world looking for it. You have to participate relentlessly to get happiness. And also there's one part about emotions, which I think is quite relevant, because in this journey, I think Elizabeth go through a lot of emotional path where because of a divorce, her separation, her breakup from her boyfriend, and also her searching for life. So this part is about emotion that I find quite well written. I quote the book: "You are, after all, what you think. Your emotion are the slave to your thoughts, and you are the slave to your emotions." Okay.
Wow. It's such a nice sentence.
Yeah.
So great. So good, the sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the next part I want to talk about the importance of how to choose your thought. Okay.
Mm.
So it's quite funny. In this book, they talk about, quote the book is, you need to learn how to select your thoughts, just the same way you select what clothes you are gonna to wear every day. Like every day you go to wardrobe, you pick your clothes, right? So it's like every day also you have to select your thoughts, just the way that you select your clothes to wear. So this is a power you can cultivate. So if you want to control things in your life so bad, work on the mind. I mean, control your mind. This is the only thing you should be trying to control. If you want to control anything in this world, only control the mind. Drop everything else but that. Okay. I also like the book where you talk about how you prevent unhealthy thoughts coming to your mind. It gives a very good analogy. I quote the book: "I will not harbor unhealthy thoughts anymore." So you know harbor, right? Harbor is like a place or a refuge, a port for entry for the ship to come in, right? So think about yourself as like an island, okay, and the harbor is the only access to the island. So all the negative wave, I wouldn't say thought, because if it's not coming to you yet, it's not considered thought yet. So all the negative wave around you will be turned away by you from entering the island. So tell yourself this is a peaceful harbor. Only positive wave are welcome to enter the island. So protect your island.
The island and the harbor.
Yeah. And the harbor is the entry point. Yeah.
I
Because
really love the description,
yeah,
how she she ex- she elaborate with very nice words like the harbor, with the island that connected with our thoughts and also the negative or the positive waves that come to us.
yeah.
So great. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah. And the next one is about loneliness. So I quote the book again. So when I get lonely this day, I think, so be lonely. Learn your way around loneliness. Make a map of it. Sit with it for once in your life. Welcome to the human experience. But never again use another person's body or emotion as a scratching post for your own unfulfilled yearning. I think a lot of people go through this loneliness. So I think this talk very well about how you should treat loneliness in your alone. Okay, alone doesn't mean that you have to be lonely, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And also I like about one part about this about how to handle sorrow, your anger, and the shame. So this is what she experienced when she's in Bali, Indonesia. I quote the book: "I said to my mind, This is your chance. Show me everything that is causing your sorrow. Let me see all of it. Don't hold anything back. One by one, the thoughts and memories of sadness raised their hands, stood up, identified themselves. I look at each thought, at each unit of sorrow, and I acknowledge its existence and felt its horrible pain. And then I would tell that sorrow is okay. I love you. I accept you. Come into my heart now. It's over. So I think this book um, talk very honestly about how you should handle your sorrow. You should not just hide from it or try to avoid it, but you should look at it, welcome it to yourself, welcome this to your heart, and then tell your sorrow, your anger, like, you can come into my heart, but it's over now. I think you should acknowledge it. I think this talk very well about how to handle um, sadness, sorrow. Yeah. And there's one part I'm actually thinking, should I talk this because it sounds so morbid, but I want to talk about death because there's one part about death I think is so good in written. So I quote the book again. So as far as we know, we are the only species on the planet who have been given the gift or curse, perhaps, of awareness of our own mortality. Everything here eventually dies, but we are just the lucky one who get to think about this fact every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are the
So,
lucky one. Yeah.
the curse one. I think because of we human know about this death. Some people even count about death. That's why we have so many great philosophy, poems, even sometimes religion, right? Because of how to handle death. Because I think we are the only creatures in this planet that keep counting, thinking about death. I think others, animals or plants, they don't think of it. They just live their life. Yeah.
Yeah. So true.
The
And
last one is about destiny.
mm,
So um, destiny, I feel, is a relationship, a play between divine grace and willful self-effort. So half of it you have no control over, half of it absolutely in your hands, and your action will show um, measurable consequence. Man is neither entirely a puppet of the gods, nor is he entirely the captain of his own destiny. He's a little bit of both. I think this is very good about our destiny. Like, you must not um, half is about faith, but half is of your own effort, and it is a balance between this. Okay. Um, Actually, I want to leave the last about this analogy. I like to leave analogy from this book. He talked about destiny again,
mm,
which I think is a very beautiful analogy. So Zen Buddhists believe that an odd tree is brought into creation by two forces at the same time. So there is the icon, the seed from which it all begins, the seed which holds all the promises and potential which grows into a tree. Everybody can see that, but only a few can recognize that there is another force operating here as well. So this is the future tree itself, which wants so badly to exist, that pulls the corn, the seed into being, drawing the seedling forth with longing out of the void, guiding the evolution from nothingness to maturities. So think of the corn like your DNA, your gene, your upbringing, your parents, which sometimes we cannot choose, right? I mean, we cannot choose. But the future of the tree itself is on our own hand. And this is where we can, have our freedom to choose, and we can make the choice. Yeah. So
among all this, um, so many points that you bring out from this book, like about loneliness, about happiness, about death, about meditation, about life. What is the one thing that really, really the number one thing that about all the points, I know it's a lot of aha moment for you. Which one is the most touching point for you? I
Actually,
mean,
there are some part I didn't mention because it's too sometimes I would say too deep or too mystical about the meditation part.
mm,
Because there is one part that actually Elizabeth actually teach how you do the meditation. Of course, this is her way, but I also try. That she also mentioned because for her to do the meditation, she got mentioned about the mantra that she's using, and it's very funny. To her, mantra is something to quiet our monkey mind. So because sometimes our mind is like
yes.
running here and there is a
Mm,
monkey. So mantra is something like you give something the beats to the monkey to count,
mm,
because it's very hard actually for the mind to become peace. If you tell your mind to be peace, it's, imp- it's almost impossible to do that. But if you give something for the monkey to count, and the monkey will forget, and he will just counting, and you will get peacefulness. So
yes.
this is how she handled. She also teach about the mantra, of course, how the words is sounding, and you can practice this yourself, like how you excel in health. So I find this book is like, well, it's not really like a memoir. It's like teaching you how to go through all your life through meditation, through devotions and spiritual enlightenment. And I think um, everyone should read this book.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would definitely want to read the book also because all the time I watch the movie, I never read the book before. So it's like been about 10 years, 2010, the movie released. Then we watched the movie, we never really, but now Gideon already finished reading the book. So the second, I'm going to read the book.
I'll pass you the book.
Okay, so anything else you want to add on?
No, that's I hope everyone gets something from the book. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, Gideon, for sharing this wonderful book to us. And see you all next week. Bye bye.
Bye.